You've been feeling it, haven't you? The way they look at you when they think you're not paying attention. The way their voice softens when they say your name. The hesitation, the silence that says more than words ever could. And you've been asking God in the quiet of your room, Lord, if they care. If they've already chosen me in their heart, then why are they holding back? This message is not random. It is not for the masses. It is for you. The one who has been praying in secret. The one who has been trying to guard your heart but still hoping. The one who senses that something deeper is unfolding but can't quite see the full picture yet. If you skip this, you might miss the clarity you've been crying out for. Because what I'm about to tell you is this: they have already chosen you in their heart, but they are afraid of one thing, and that one thing is not what you think. Welcome to Aletheia Insight. I'm truly honored that you're here. If this is your first time, I want you to feel at home. This channel exists to bring truth, clarity, and divine insight into your life. If you believe God speaks through moments like this, then subscribe to Aletheia Insight and turn on your notifications so you never miss a message meant specifically for you right now. Before we go any further, I want you to type in the comments, "I receive." Don't overthink it, just type it. When you declare it, you are not just engaging with a video. You are activating your faith. You are aligning your spirit to receive what God is revealing. Now listen carefully. They have already chosen you, not casually, not emotionally on a whim. Deep inside, they have recognized something in you that feels like home. The peace you carry unsettles their chaos. The clarity you have exposes their confusion. The way you trust God challenges their fear. But here is the truth. Before honor comes humility. Proverbs 18:12 says, "Before destruction the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility." The one thing they are afraid of is not commitment. It is not love. It is not even rejection. They are afraid of surrender. To choose you publicly would mean surrendering pride. It would mean letting go of control. It would mean stepping into vulnerability. And vulnerability feels dangerous to someone who's been protecting themselves for years. You see, when someone recognizes that you are aligned with God's purpose, it confronts them. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." You have been seeking God. You have been working on yourself. You have been healing. And because of that, you have become an answered prayer to someone who has not fully surrendered their own fears. You sense that choosing you would require growth, and growth is uncomfortable. You had been wondering why the connection feels strong, but inconsistent, while the energy is intense but restrained. It is because your presence is calling them higher, not by force, not by manipulation, but by example. Light does not argue with darkness. It simply shines. When you shine, it exposes everything that has been hidden. Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall they not know it?" God is doing a new thing in your life, but for them to step into it, they must release the old version of themselves, and that is what scares them. They know that if they step forward, they cannot remain who they used to be. They cannot keep entertaining distractions. They cannot keep living halfway committed. They cannot keep pretending they don't care. Your presence demands authenticity. You have probably noticed moments where they come close, then pull away. Moments where their eyes say yes, but their actions say wait. This is not confusion about you. It is conflict within them. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Fear is not from God, and the hesitation you see is fear wrestling with desire. They desire you, but fear whispers, "What if I'm not enough? What if I lose control? What if I get hurt?" And here's what you must understand. You are not called to chase someone into courage. You are called to remain steady in who you are. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." This is not the season for you to force clarity. It is the season for you to trust that what God is orchestrating does not require your anxiety. You had been praying for confirmation. You have been asking for a sign, and this is your confirmation. Their silence is not rejection. Their hesitation is not disinterest. It is the internal battle between who they have been and who they must become to stand beside you. And let me say this gently, but clearly. Not everyone is ready for the blessing they prayed for. Sometimes God answers a prayer, and the person panics because the answer requires maturity. James 1:4 says, "But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Patience is not passive, it is powerful. It is you standing firm, refusing to shrink yourself just to make someone else comfortable. Because here is another truth. You intimidate them spiritually, not because you are loud, not because you are demanding, but because you are aligned. When someone sees consistency in you, it confronts their inconsistency. When someone sees your faith, it exposes their doubt. When someone sees your peace, it reveals their unrest. You have been tempted to lower your standards just to make it easier, to become less intense about your faith, to act like you don't care as much. But do not do that. 1 Peter 5-6 says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time." Due time, not forced time, not manipulated time. Due time they have already chosen you in their heart, but they are afraid of the transformation that will follow choosing you openly. They know loving you will require transparency. They know standing beside you will require integrity. They know committing to you will require letting go of old patterns, and patterns feel safe, even when they are unhealthy. You must remember Isaiah 62:22, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." If this connection is ordained, you do not need to fight for it. You do not need to convince anyone. God does not need your persuasion to fulfill his will. Your assignment right now is to stay in alignment. Keep seeking God. Keep growing. Keep growing. Keep guarding your heart, because sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes God allows the hesitation to reveal whether the person is willing to overcome fear for you. Real love requires courage, and courage is born when fear is confronted, not avoided. You may feel restless at times. You may question whether you imagined the depth of the connection. But Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds you, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." Not your overthinking, not your analyzing, not your late-night spirals. Trust him. If this is speaking directly to your situation, I want you to gently tap the like button, not because of an algorithm, but because agreement releases clarity. And stay with me, because there is more you need to understand. The one thing they are afraid of is not you. It is the responsibility that comes with you. The sense you are not temporary, you're not casual, you're not a lesson. You're a destiny connection, and destiny requires seriousness. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "To everything there is a season, and a time, to every purpose under the heaven." This may be a season of preparation, not rejection. Preparation. If they overcome fear, you will see a boldness that surprises you. If they choose to stay in fear, God will still honor you, because you are not waiting for a person. You are walking with God, and when you walk with God, what is meant for you will not miss you. I want you to breathe for a moment. Let peace settle into your heart. You are not crazy for sensing the connection. You are not delusional for believing there is something deeper. But you are also not responsible for fixing their fear. That is between them and God. Keep listening closely, because in the next part, we are going to uncover how to respond spiritually during this waiting season without losing your dignity, your confidence, or your peace. And before we continue, write this in the comments as a declaration: I trust God's timing. When you declare, "I trust God's timing," something shifts inside you. Anxiety loosens its grip. Obsession quiets down. The need to control every outcome begins to fade. And in that space of surrender, God begins to do his deepest work, not just in them, but in you. Because this season is not only about whether they will overcome fear, it is about who you are becoming while they decide. You see, when someone has already chosen you in their heart but hesitates in action, it creates a spiritual tension. That tension can either refine you or drain you, and the difference depends on where your focus is. If your focus is on their delay, you will feel frustrated. If your focus is on God's development in you, you will feel strengthened. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that all things work together for good, to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose." All things, even the silence, even the waiting, even the confusion. God wastes nothing. Right now, you are being positioned. There is a maturity that comes from not reacting impulsively. There is power in restraint. when you refuse to send that emotional message, when you choose not to demand clarity in frustration, when you allow space instead of forcing answers, you are growing. And growth changes everything. Let me speak to something you may not have admitted out loud. Part of you fears that if you wait too long, you will lose them. But hear this clearly: what is ordained for you cannot be stolen by time. Psalm 23:1 says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." If God is truly guiding your steps, you will not lack what is necessary for your destiny. If they are meant to stand beside you, they will gather the courage. If they are not, God will redirect you to someone who does not tremble at the responsibility of loving you. Sometimes we assume the delay means we are not enough, but often the delay means the other person does not yet feel enough. Your strength reveals their insecurities. Your consistency exposes their instability. And instead of rising immediately, they retreat to what feels familiar. Fear says, "Stay safe." But love says, "Step forward." 1 Corinthians 16:13 says, "Be on your guard. Stand firm in the faith. Be courageous. Be strong." Notice that courage and strength are connected to faith. If their faith is weak, courage will also be weak. And this is why you must not internalize their hesitation as your rejection. You are not too much. You are not too intense. You are not too spiritual. You are simply aligned. Alignment attracts, but it also tests. There is something else happening behind the scenes. God is watching how both of you respond to pressure. Character is revealed under tension. Will they choose comfort over calling? Will they choose fear over faith? Will you choose impatience over trust? Hebrews 10:23 says, "Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering. For he is faithful that promised." Hold fast, not desperately, not anxiously, but firmly. You do not need to perform to be chosen. You already are. Let me speak prophetically to your heart right now. The reason this connection feels different is because it is not based on surface attraction. It is purpose-based. It carries spiritual weight. That is why it feels intense. That is why it unsettles both of you. Purpose connections shake foundations. But here is the turning point. Fear cannot coexist forever with destiny. One must surrender to the other. If they continue to avoid the decision, it will not be because you were unclear. It will be because they chose comfort, and that choice will tell you everything you need to know. You do not beg for bravery. You inspire it by standing in truth. Galatians 6:9 reminds you, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not." Notice the condition, if we faint not. Do not faint in your confidence. Do not faint in your standards. Do not faint in your faith. This waiting season is not passive. It is refining you into someone who does not chase what God is already orchestrating. And as you wait, something powerful is happening. You are becoming more emotionally disciplined, more spiritually aware, more discerning. You are no longer driven by fantasy. You are grounded in faith. That changes how you respond. Instead of overanalyzing their every move, you pray. Instead of confronting prematurely, you observe. Instead of shrinking to ease their fear, you expand in your calling. Because here is the truth. The one thing they are afraid of is not losing you. It is being seen completely by you. You see through them. Not to judge, but to understand. And being understood without masks is terrifying for someone who has survived by hiding. Genesis 2:25 says, "And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed." True connection requires that level of transparency. No hiding, no pretending, no performance. And they know that with you, there would be nowhere to hide. That kind of intimacy demands healing. So if you notice distance, do not immediately assume disinterest. Sometimes, distance is someone wrestling with their own reflection, but do not let their wrestling become your burden. Philippians 4:6-7 says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." That peace is available to you right now. You do not need constant reassurance. You need anchored trust. And if this message has been confirming what you have been sensing, take a moment and like this video. Stay engaged, because your agreement with truth strengthens your discernment. There is also a deeper layer to this fear. They are afraid that once they fully step toward you, there is no going back to who they were. Choosing you would mark a new chapter. and new chapters require endings. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God." God is speaking that not only over you but over them, but they must receive it for themselves. You cannot do their inner work. What you can do is remain stable. Stability is attractive. Stability is rare. Stability creates safety. And sometimes the greatest demonstration of love is not pursuit, but patience with boundaries. You are allowed to expect clarity. You are allowed to desire commitment, but you are not called to pressure someone into readiness. If they rise to meet you, it will be intentional. If they don't, you will still be covered. Let me say something that may settle your spirit completely. If they have truly chosen you in their heart, God will not allow fear to permanently sabotage what He has ordained. Jonah tried to run from purpose, and God redirected him. If this connection is aligned with divine timing, circumstances will shift. Conversations will align. Courage will surface. But if God remains silent while they drift away, that silence is also an answer. Discernment is not about forcing outcomes. It is about observing patterns. And the pattern you must watch is this. Do they move closer to courage over time, or deeper into avoidance? Time reveals truth. As you continue forward, keep your heart open, but not unguarded. Keep your hope alive, but not desperate. Keep your faith strong, but not anxious. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are already chosen by God. And when you understand that, everything else becomes secondary. Before we close this message, I want you to declare something powerful. Type in the comments, "Blessed and ready," not ready for them. Ready for whatever God decides. Ready for love that is courageous. Ready for alignment that is mutual. Ready for peace, not confusion. You are not behind. You are not overlooked. You are not misreading everything. They've already chosen you. Now they must choose courage. And whether they do or not, your destiny remains intact.